Hello, welcome to this instruction video. Today I'm going to show you a way to perform bed mobility and the actual transfer to the chair. So when you perform a bed mobility, make sure, number one, that the patient can show you what they can do. Sometimes we, the professional, we try to help our veterans or our patient, and we try to do everything for them without giving them the chance to show you what they are capable of. So you want to start giving them instructions on to move side to side by themselves. If they cannot, then you will assist them. So let's say that I want that patient to move towards me because I have planned to sit him here on the edge of the bed. So what do? Normally, I tell the patient to bend the knee that is away from me. So when they do that by themselves, this time I'm doing it because it's a mannequin, then I'm going to tell them to hold on the rail, this rail right here. So with the right arm, because we're going to turn to the left. So as soon as the patient starts reaching, just like so, here, so the belt is going to come with them. That's when you're going to start helping them. Just with your hand, just pull just a little bit, so they are holding and pulling from the rail, okay? As soon as you have them on the side, this you can do periodic care, you can put a bedpan and then make them go back, or you just, the first step of sitting them on the edge of the bed. As soon as you have this position, now you're going to instruct the veteran just to start taking their legs out. They're always going to have at least one leg good to be able to take them out. Let's say this is a stroke patient. If they cannot move that right side or left side, with the good leg, they can push their leg out of the bed, okay? So as soon as they slowly take the leg out of bed, you are halfway there. So now I have the patient on my side with the legs out of the bed. Don't think that we are not going to help the veteran. We are. But another second problem that we have like a professional is that we have the tendency to pull the patient around and pull them up. Do not do that. You're not a liver. You can use the bed. So what I do is I just keep the patient on the side and I use the bed rail. So I raise the bed. So here I can communicate with the veteran. I can see what's happening. I can see if they're getting dizzy or not. So here, and I go all the way up. And the patient, in the meantime, they're still holding on the bed rail. And you're going to go all the way up. And you're standing up to them. As soon as the bed go all the way up, the patient just have to push with a good elbow. And here, you can assist them. You see, just that little tiny assist, not from down there, okay? Now that you have the patient on the side, you can bring down the bed. You can have a communication with the patient. You can see what's going on with them. And you are close to be able to start with the transfer. Okay? So that is the easiest way to perform bed mobility and sit them on the edge of the bed. For the actual transfer, if the patient can move, let's say that he's just here for a cabbage, or he just here for antibiotics, if they can stand, they will do a stand pivot by themselves. The only thing you need to do is supervise them. But right now, let's say that this patient is a stroke patient, and you want to transfer them to the chair. So when you bring the chair, please make sure of two things. Number one, you take the leg reverse out of the bed, out of the way. And number two, you put the brakes. Number one reason is why patients used to transfer and fall during their transfer is because the brakes are not placed correctly. Make sure that the brakes are placed correctly, okay? So here I'm going to take the leg rest out of the way, and I'm going to make sure that the chair is very close to the veteran. And I put the brakes, 1 and 2. Okay, now you have the patient right here. You have the chair ready, you have the patient ready. Okay, I am on his affected side. He's going to the stronger side, okay? So here I'm gonna bring my belt, and I'm gonna put the belt around the veteran. And remember, when you're using the belt doesn't say pull to your dear life, hold it tight. This is to guide you, to help you to guide the patient to go wherever you want them to go. So I put the belt around them. And you're going to tie them. Please do not tie it too much. You want the patient to be able to breathe. Okay, so I'm going to lower the bed a little bit because she does not touch the floor. You want to make sure that she's touching the floor. Just like that. She had the legs on the floor, she had the belt, and you're ready. She's going to transfer toward her left side. Patient do not reach and pull. And I'm going to demonstrate that in a second. What you do not want to see. And the reason why. So now I have the patient, so you want the patient to push from where they're sitting. It can be from the bed, from the rail. Do not push from the chair because the chair can go away from them. They always push from where they're sitting. No pulling. If they pull, that means that they're going forward too fast. You want them to go upward, okay? If they come forward, then you might need to catch them, and that's not the point. You want them to go up instead of forward. So when she pushed with the good leg and with the arm in the chair, just like that. Thank you very much for assisting and helping. So the patient's gonna stand. Where are you gonna be? You're not gonna be in front of them because now you're on their way. You want to be kind of next to them, just like I'm doing right now. So they're gonna stand up. When they stand up, they reach and you turn with the veteran and they sit slow. You see what I did? So that means that she is here. She push up. After she's up, now she reach and then she turn and sit. That is if you are assisting the veteran. If the veteran is doing it by themselves, let me take her out. So, if the veteran is doing transfer by themselves, what does you have to see? You have to see that the chair is locked, very close. Never this, because they can fall forward and they can fall face down on the floor. You want them to push from the bed or from the rail, never from the chair. Why? Because if the patient have the arm on the chair here or here, they can push the chair away from them, even if the brakes are on. One of the things that a lot of professionals do not know is that mechanism of the chair for the brakes is for avoid the chair to go back and forth. You see, if I want to make sure that I'm pushing that chair back, it's a forceful movement that I have to do, but because it has the brake on. But if the patient, I put the brakes on, brakes are on, with only one hand I can move the chair easily sized. You see? So that's the problem. If the patient put their hands on the chair here or here, when they stand, they can push the chair and they can fall between the chair and the bed. And that's going to be a fall that you're going to have. So you want to make sure that the patient push from where they're sitting. That in this case, I'm in the bed. So I'm going to push from the bed or from the rail of the bed. If you're in the toilet, from the toilet or the bar next to the toilet. If you're on the shower, from the tub bench or shower chair. Those are the areas that they have to push. This is how you should be looking at. You want to make sure that the patient push straight up, reach, and now that I'm up, now my force is down. Now they can go step, step, and slowly sit. You do not want to see this. Up and throw yourself on it. Because now you had to reposition them. And that's going to be a problem for your back. That's how we used to get injured. 3 major areas that we get injured: shoulder, back, and knee. Those are the main 3 areas that professionals get hurt. So you want to see a very nice push up and stand, reach, step, 2, and down slow. No step 2 and down. You want to make sure that they are going slow, okay? If they cannot stand, you're gonna bring my little friend called sliding board. You want to make sure that you take one of the arms out of the way. You're gonna put the board under them. Please do not lean the patient to put the board under them, because then you have to hold them. What you want to do is tell them to raise the leg, you scoop that board under them, and now you're ready. What does the patient have to do? Hand flat. You do not want to grab on the corners or in the front. Why? Because with the force, you can take the board out of the way. Remember, the board is to help you to go from point A, that is the bed, to point B, that is the wheelchair, or whatever surface. But you want to make sure that the body and the board stay together. You know, they're stable. Because if I put my hands or fingers here, number 1, I can pinch my hand, and number 2, I can take the board out of the way, and then you can have a fall. What the patient does? Hand flat on the board, they push down, and what I wanted to see is that they scoop that booty towards the hand. Hand on the board, and scoop the booty over. Here, and I'm done. You see, that's what you want to see. And then you can take the board out of the way. You do not want them to kind of put the board under them and they're pulling like this, because they're not going to go anywhere. You want them straight down and think that you're moving your booty towards your hand. Booty towards your hand. You see, when I'm moving more straight than anything. If I'm leaning, I'm putting too much weight on this hip, so the hip will not move. You want straight, and you just slide slowly. Remember, the booty slides side to side, but it can slide forward too. So you want to make sure that you are on the board, not in the corner of the board, on the board, okay? Hopefully this helped you to know how to perform bed mobility and transfer to the chair towards stand pivot and with a sliding board. If you have any questions, feel free to ask to any therapist on your area, and they will be glad to help you. Thank you.